Hello, I'm Sri. Welcome to another session on Java language. Section Java Basics. Topic Hello World Example. Of course, in the last session, we have written the code, we have compiled it and run it, right? So, here we will be knowing more information about what we have written. You have to write the Java code following the Java code syntax and semantics. So to compile your program, you need to have the JDK installed. Check that your directory, practice directory, is in the Java path. Or if you are using an IDE, configure that IDE so that it can work for you. Next is to compile with Java C to create class file and troubleshoot errors if any. Right? The final step is run, execute the class file. So let us once again try the hello world. Here if you check in the code in the first line, public is access modifier. That is how this hello world can be accessed. By default our class is public. So if you write public, it's good. It explicitly tells that this class is public. Even if you don't provide this public keyword, by default class is created as public. Next keyword is class. Following the object-oriented principles, we are having classes and objects in Java language. And hello world is simply the name of this class. You have naming conventions for the class. For now, follow this naming convention, like name your class logically so that by the name you will be able to understand what it is. And use the first character as capital for every word. Next line we have the main method, and main method is required for standalone programs. It takes the input of string arguments. This is an array. These arguments can be used within the program, that is within this block of code, starting with this curly bracket and ending with this curly bracket. Don't worry for now about this public static void written on this line 2. This is a mandatory syntax we have to follow for this second line for the main method. Within these blocks of code, we have written this statement to print hello world on your console. System.out.println. Print this hello world. This is within the quotes that represents a string of characters. Troubleshoot any general errors and fix them to run your program. Let us compile and run that again. This is the code. Let us check if Java is installed and our directory is in the path. By typing Java, you will be able to see the help text. That confirms that Java is installed and your directory is in the path. Java C is compiler and version. We are using the latest OpenJDK version 15.0.2. So we have this file in our directory, helloworld.java. Use Java C for compiling and just use the first letter and use the tab for autofilling. This is helloworld.java. Enter. It has compiled and you see the class file is created here. So this class file contains the bytecode that JVM understands to execute it, to run it. Okay, you can read out and it gives some insights into the Java language. Use Java to run it. Java space and name of the class file without class extension. Yes, we got the output here. Our class name cannot start with a numeric or the number. If I try to start the program with 1, so it turned into red. So this doesn't accept number. So name of the Java file must start with alphabet. Let us try to rename this and see. No, it still gives the error. Still in orange color. So let us try to compile. This is wrong naming convention that we have used. So let us rename this back to hello world. Okay. I'll remove the keyword public. So I'll try to compile. We got the same output. If you have understanding of the basics, then you may skip this session. We have some code here. Let us try this as well. So let us comment this with a double forward slash line commenting. Here we have two variables defined, x and y of integer type. X is initialized with 3 and y is initialized with 9. So this is a string as defined with this text. Let us print the first line, compile it, run it. So x and y are these numbers, right? So let us compile the second one. This prints the formatted text. You see the %d for the variables, integer variables. Save, compile and run. Right, you got the same output. Let us run this third one as well. So we have this %s, that's for this string, and %d for these two variables. And after comma separation, we have provided these three variables. Let us try to compile and run it. The third output is not printed in the third line. If you want the third output in the third line, then whenever you are using printf, you just give print line without any input. This method calls for the line separation. Yes, let us compile and see. Yes, we got the output printed in the third line. Okay, we have a long way to go, so we'll be covering more and more examples in the coming sessions. Thanks for watching.